It's nighttime in the big city. A night watchman rinses out his thermos. Clouds cover the top of the Abernathy building. It's Theme Time Radio Hour with your host, Bob Dylan.
Mommy, Mommy, give me a drink of water. I'm thirsty. I want a drink of water.
In the background, the Ramsey Lewis Trio performing their hit, Wade in the Water, which should be all the clue you need that we're going to talk about, the thing that covers 75% of the Earth's surface. I mean water, H2O, Crystal Geyser, Poland Springs, and my favorite, tap. Of course, that's all water under the bridge. 3% of all the water on the planet is fresh water. Only 1% of the Earth's water is available for drinking. The other 2% is currently frozen. But 100% of our music today is going to be about that clear liquid. Let's turn on the faucet and pour ourselves a glass of cool, clear water. Leonard Sly was born in Cincinnati. He came out to California in the spring of 1931. He entered an amateur singing contest and got an invitation to join a group called the Rocky Mountaineers. He played guitar, sang and yodeled with the group, and before long, they wanted an additional singer so they could extend their range. The man who answered the ad was Bob Nolan. In 1933, Sly convinced Nolan to start a new group, which eventually became the Sons of the Pioneers. After he got a part in a film to replace a suspended Gene Autry, Leonard Sly eventually became Roy Rogers, the Singing Cowboy. He left the Sons of the Pioneers, but they continued to have a lot of hits, thanks to Bob Nolan's great songwriting, like this example. Here's Bob Nolan and the Sons of the Pioneers singing one of the most mysterious songs ever written about facing the barren waste without the taste of water, cool, clear water.
All day I faced a barren waste without the taste of water, cool water. Old Dan and I, with throats burned dry and souls that cry for water, cool water, clear water. Keep a-moving, Dan, don't you listen to him, Dan. He's the devil, not a man, and he spread the burning sand with water. Dan, can you see that big green tree where the water's running free and it's waiting there for me and you? Clear water. The nights are cool and I'm a fool, each star's a pool of water, cool water. But with the dawn I'll wake and yawn and carry on to water, cool, clear water. Keep a-moving, Dan, don't you listen to him, Dan. He's the devil, not a man, and he spread the burning sand with water. Dan, can you see that big green tree where the water's running free and it's waiting there for me and you? Clear water. The shadows sway and seem to say, tonight we pray for water, cool water. And way up there he'll hear our prayer and show us where there's water, cool water, clear water. Keep a-moving, Dan, don't you listen to him, Dan. He's the devil, not a man, and he spread the burning sand with water. Dan, can you see that big green tree where the water's running free and it's waiting there for me and you? Clear water. Dan, Ben's feet are sore, he's yearning for just one thing more than water. Cool water. Water. Like me, I guess he'd like to rest where there's no quest for water. Water. Cool water. Clear water. Water.
That was Sons of the Pioneers singing Cool Water here on Theme Time Radio Hour. Thomas Fuller was a British scholar, a preacher and a doctor. He's perhaps best remembered for what he said in 1732. We never know the worth of water till a well is dry. In 1961, William Bell took these words and added a melody. He recorded it for the Stax record label. Here's the great William Bell. You don't miss your water.
In the beginning, you really loved me, but I was too blind, and I couldn't see. But now you've left me. Oh, how I cry. You don't miss your water till your well run dry. I kept you crying, playboy, and I wouldn't be true. But when you left me and said bye-bye, I missed my water. My well ran dry. Now I sit and wonder, how can this be? I never thought you'd ever leave me, but now you've left me. Don't miss your water till your well runs dry. You don't miss your water till your well runs dry.
That was William Bell. He got his start back in Rufus Thomas, and in 1957 recorded his first side as a member of the Del Rios. He was a really good singer and a great songwriter. He wrote the Albert King classic, Born Under a Bad Sign, which we'll probably hear on our Halloween show.
What in heaven's name brought you to Casablanca?
My health. I came to Casablanca for the waters.
The waters? What waters? We're in the desert.
I was misinformed.
Here's the fantastic Charlie Patton, Testing the Waters. This is about the Great Mississippi Flood in 1927. High Water Everywhere, Part 1. It's called Part 1 because, back in the days of 78s, if you had a song longer than 3 minutes, you had to split it up on side 1 and side 2, because the records only were 3 minutes long. So you only did a long song when you had something important to say, like this song about the most destructive river flood in United States history. The flood also inspired songs by Bessie Smith, Kansas Joe McCoy, Memphis Minnie, and Randy Newman. We'll be playing Randy's song a little bit later, but right now, here's Charlie Patton, High Water Everywhere, Part 1.
The backwater out on the roads around some level. Show me down that line. water done roll that down the road. Poor Charlie down that line. And I tell that water, don't jump through this town. Lord, that old round country, Lord, with my heads overflow. Lord, that old round country, man, it's overflow. You know, I can't see, I'll go while it's hard, boy. I was going to the hill country, but it got me by. Now, Louisiana, now, Lila, it was rising high. Louisiana, boy, around Lila, it was raging high. Boy, it's rising over there, yeah. I'm gonna move over to Greenville. Boy, I'll tell you goodbye. Louisiana water down, Lord, in the brook. Road won't very well. The water deep and little, going down the road everywhere. Boy, you can't never see, I would go down the road down, but they tell me it's water down. Now the water down, mama, don't drop yours is down. Well, they tell me the water, don't drop yours is down. Boy, I'm going to Vicksburg. Well, I'm going to Vicksburg, for I have mine. I am going out that water while it don't ever flow. Well, I'm going on a hill where water don't ever flow. Boy, Charlotte County is still a down shore. Barlow County, one is over in Tallahatchie. Boy, when Tallahatchie, you got it over there. Lord, the water done rest all of that old Jackson Road. Lord, the water done raging over the Jackson Road. Boy, you got my clothes. I'm going back to the hill country. Won't be worth no more.
Charlie Patton. High Water Everywhere, Part 1. How the backwater rose at Sumner and drove poor Charlie down the line. You hear a lot of scratch and hiss on these records. They were so popular they were played to death, and the master recordings were sold for scrap. Some of them even used to line chicken coops. And unfortunately, we might never know what Charlie Patton really sounded like. This is from the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Day after day, we stuck, nor breath nor motion, as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean. Water, water, everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water, everywhere, and nor a drop to drink. That wouldn't make Effie Smith happy. She loves water, no jive whiskey or beer. She wants something cool and clear.
Give me water, water. Give me water, water.
Don't give me that job about whiskey and beer. Just give me something that's cool and clear. My best friend thinks I'm a drip. He buys a drink and he sips and sips. Then he starts to run his lip. So give me water without the nip. Give me water, water.
Give me water, water.
Don't give me that stuff that makes me high. Just give me water, that old standby. Folks in town, they want champagne, but I think it's a doggone shame. Everywhere I go, I'm offered a drink. So give me water and let me think.
Give me water, water. Give me water, water.
Don't give me that stuff that makes me high. Just give me water, that old standby. crazy, crazy solution. Water, 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 water. Don't give me that jive about whiskey and beer. Just give me something that's cool and clear. Water, 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 water.
That was Effie Smith and the Squires with Water, Water. Also in the Squires were Don Sugarcane Harris and Dewey Terry, better known as Don and Dewey.
In all the long, back-breaking, kidney-shaking, bladder-busting miles from here to Lizard, there's not one spot of wet relief for man or beast. No, sir. Climbed up on my hind feet and walked straight to water. W-A-T-L-E.
Next up on Theme Time Radio Hour, one of the great soul singers out of Memphis, James Carr, was the son of a minister and performed with several area gospel groups, including the Harmony Echoes. In 1964, he signed with Goldwax. His 1966 debut, You Got My Mind Messed Up, is considered a classic. James Carr signed with the late Phil Walden to be his manager, but he was unable to deal with the stress of touring. In 1979, he apparently took too many antidepressants and stood motionless on stage in Tokyo. He spent much of the 80s barely conscious of the world. This is one of his best, Pouring Water on a Drowning Man.
Guess I missed my calling, 'cause I should have been a clown. How much more could I stand when you pouring water on a drowning man? I like that. Put me on the right track, and then you let me down. Stab me in the back. Listen to baby, every time I turn around. Criticize my love. Won't you try, just try to understand? You're pouring water, I got to tell you about it, on a drowning man. Sad, but it's true. You want me with your kissing, then you leave me in the cold. How can I know your wishes? Will you tell me when I've never been told? All right, I'm crying, but said, baby, just try to understand. I'm a no drowning man, yeah. Pouring water. You see, I'm a drowning man. Oh, I got tears in my eyes. I'm a drowning man. Don't let me drown. Oh, baby, I'm a drowning man.
That was James Carr being left out in the cold, with tears in his eyes, drowning. We heard about cool, clear water before, but the water Porter Wagner sings about is colder and darker. Porter's first band, the Blue Ridge Boys, performed on radio station KWPM from a butcher shop where Porter cut meat. I wonder whether that's where he got his name Porter, from Porterhouse Steak. I guess he could have easily gone high and be known as Ground Chuck Wagner. Who knows? But here he is with his backing band, the Wagon Masters. with a song that reached number 10 on the country charts in 1966 and can be heard on the album I'm Daydreaming Tonight. Here's Porter Wagoner being plunged into the cold, dark waters below, hoping somebody's conscience hurts.
In tomorrow's newspaper, you'll read about me, but they won't tell the story I know. Or they'll only say he plunged yesterday to the cold, dark water below. I guess it all started the day we first met. You promised that you'd love me so, and I never thought it would end in regret in the cold, dark waters below. In a moment I'll ride on the drift of the tide, and I hope your conscience hurts so. All the tears that I cried will be easy to hide in the cold, dark waters below. Now I hear them running to try and stop me. They're shouting, oh, don't let him go. But it's far too late, and I'll soon meet my fate in the cold, dark waters below. In the cold, dark waters below.
That, of course, was Porter Wagoner, August waterlogged edition of Theme Time Radio Hour, Themes, Dreams, and Schemes. The deep ocean waters are black as night. Without sunlight, the bottom of the sea has no living plants. The only living creatures that can exist are select worms, sea cucumbers, and crustaceans, such as vent crabs that dwell near hydrothermal openings. On the other hand, a giraffe can go a very long time without water, but he wants to see a menu right away. Isn't nature amazing? Alright, we got the Cats in the Fiddle coming up on the Bluebird record label. They were founded by Austin Powell, who played guitar and sang. He's joined by Jimi Henderson, who played the tipple, which is a smaller guitar. Chuck Boxfield is on the bass, and Ernie Price plays guitar and tipple. They have the same basic style as the Mills Brothers, but they were a little rougher. Here's a song they singing about a dollar going from hand to hand and a woman going from man to man. But the Cats in the Fiddle would rather drink muddy water.
Babe, we got to have little talk. I ought to pack up my things and walk. I know a dollar goes from hand to hand. Before I let you go from man to man, I'd rather drink muddy water, sleep in a hollow log. Yes, yes, work for you just like a Georgia mule. My friends laughed and they called me a fool. Your kisses are as sweet as can be. Before I let you make a sap out of me, I'd rather drink muddy water, sleep in a hollow log. Get out there, Papa. I'm not talking about that. but you won't be there. You don't know how to be on the square. Have your fun, baby, if you must. Before I'll have a woman I can't trust, I'd rather drink muddy water, sleep in a hollow log. Yeah, yeah. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Play it. Da, 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 da.
That was the Cats and the Fiddle singing I'd Rather Drink Muddy Water. The song was also recorded under the name Blues Mixture by Stick McGee on the B-side of Drinking Wine Sporty Odie. If you've got muddy water, here's some of the major processes for purifying it. You can boil it, carbon filter it, distill it, or use reverse osmosis by forcing it through a semi-permeable membrane, which is my favorite method. And remember, many waters cannot quench love, neither can floods drown it. Let's return to the Great Mississippi Flood of 1927, a flood that helped Huey Long be elected Louisiana governor in 1928. This flood also affected Arkansas, Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Arkansas was the hardest hit, but Louisiana inspired one of the greatest songs written by Randy Newman from his album Good Old Boys in 1974, Louisiana 1927.
What has happened down here is the wind have changed. Clouds roll in from the north and it start to rain. Rained real hard and it rained for a real long time. 6 feet of water in the streets of Evangeline. River rolls all day, the river rolls all night. Some people got lost in the flood, some people got away alright. River have busted through, cleared down the Plaquemine. 6 feet of water in the streets of Evangeline. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. President Coolidge come down in a railroad train. A little fat man with a notepad in his hand. President say a little fat man isn't it a shame what the river has done to this poor cracker's land. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away.
That was Randy Newman singing about President Coolidge coming down on a railroad train with a little fat man and a notepad in his hand. Randy won the Best Song Oscar for his song in Monster, Inc. Congratulations, Randy.
There'll be $8 million to build an aqueduct to the reservoir. I'm doing it.
Going to be a lot of irate citizens when they find out that they're paying for water that they're not going to get.
Oh, that's all taken care of. See, Mr. Gibbs, either you bring the water to L.A. or you bring L.A. to the water.
Along with Son House and Charlie Patton, no one was more important to the development of Delta blues than Tommy Johnson. And long before the stories about Robert Johnson selling his soul at the crossroads, those same stories were told about Tommy Johnson. His live performances, where he would play guitar behind his neck while hollering the blues at full volume, are legendary. Unfortunately, his addiction to alcohol was so pronounced that he was often seen drinking Sterno and even shoe polish strained through white bread when whiskey wasn't available. Cool Drink of Water Blues by Tommy Johnson.
I thought, yeah, she gave me gasoline. I didn't for water, give me gasoline. I thought, yeah, she gave me gasoline. Lord, good Lordy, Lord. Cry, Lord, I wonder, but I ever get back home. Cry, Lord, I wonder, but I ever get back home. Lord, good Lordy, Lord. I went to the depot, looked up on the boat. I'd gone, I lost, it is the boat. Train bed go. Hitting your barrel, bloody smoke on you. Hitting your bloody smoke on you, Lord. Good Lordy, Lord. Lord, I daddy conductor, could I ride a blind? You wanna know, can a broke man ride blind? Son, buy your ticket, buy your ticket, caught it training. None of mine. Son, buy your ticket. Train ain't none of mine. Son, buy your ticket. Got it training. None of mine. Lord, good Lordy, Lord. Training, not on mine.
That was Tommy Johnson, Cool Drink of Water Blues. Tommy only recorded until 1930, but he was still performing as late as 1956 when he suffered a fatal heart attack. Seems a shame we never got to hear some of them later performances. Cool Drink of Water Blues was amped up in the 50s and became one of the great Chicago blues tracks when it was recorded by one of his biggest admirers, Howlin' Wolf, under the name I Asked for Water, She Brought Me Gasoline.
Asked her for water. Oh, she brought me gasoline.
baby. Don't leave me no more. Oh, tell me, baby. Oh, when are you coming back home? Coming back home. You know I love you, baby, but you've been gone too long.
Holy moly, that's good. Howlin' Wolf. I asked for water. She bought me gasoline. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for all your emails. It's good to know you're all listening. I received one this week from Dr. Ronald Sue from Flint, Michigan. He writes, Dear Sir, I enjoyed hearing about the Sir Douglas Quintet and how they were really from Texas and not England. But it made me think of another question. Were the Standells of Dirty Water fame really from Boston? Well, thanks for your email, Ron, and you really don't have to be so formal. But as a matter of fact, the Standells weren't from Boston at all. They were from Los Angeles, California. The drummer and singer, Dick Dodd, had been a Mouseketeer on television, and organist Larry Tamblyn was the brother of noted film actor Russ Tamblyn. So don't be deceived along with all their lovers, fuggers, and thieves. Here's the Standells, Dirty Water.
I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you about my town. I'm gonna tell you a big fat story, baby. It's all about my town. Yeah, down by the river, down by the banks of the River Charles. That's what's happening, baby. That's where you'll find me. Along with lovers, muggers, and thieves. But they're cool people. Well, I love that dirty water. Oh, Boston, you're my home. You're the number one place. Frustrated women, frustrated, have to be in by 12 o'clock. Oh, that's a shame.
voice, the Standells. Dirty water. I love that dirty water. Where can I get some? Next up, we're going to test the waters and travel to Mississippi and visit with the Five Blind Boys. Archie Brownlee sings lead, along with Joseph Ford, Lawrence Abrams, Lloyd Woodard, and Melvin Henderson. They were students at the Piney Woods School near Jackson, Mississippi, and began as the Cotton Blossom Singers. They used that name for singing popular songs, and the Jackson Harmoniers for gospel. But they went and joined Don Robey's Peacock label, where of course the smart money was, and they became the Five Blind Boys, and recorded great songs like this. Jesus Gave Me Water.
Oh, Jesus gave me water. Yes, he did. He gave me water. Oh, Lord. Just let it free swear. Jesus gave me water. Yes, he did. He gave me water. When Jesus gave me water, and it was not from the world. Jesus gave me water. Yes, he did. He gave me water. Oh, Lord, give me water. Just let it please swear. Oh, Lord. Yes, he did. When Jesus gave me water, and was not from the well. You know, the woman from Samaria once came to get some water. That stranger, a story she did tell. But Lord, he spoke, she dropped the pitcher. She drank and was made richer. When Jesus gave me water, it was not from the well. Jesus gave me water, yes he did. He gave me water, oh Lord. Should have let it please swear. Jesus gave me water, yes he did. He gave me water. When Jesus gave me water, it was not from. Well, you know, with his love he sought me. You know, with God's blood he bought me. He the blessed King of glory that came from Galilee. He placed in me a fountain that flows from Calvary's mountain. When Jesus gave me water, that was not gave me water, yes he did. Gave me water, oh Lord. Just let it please swell. That Jesus gave me water, yes he did. He gave me water. When Jesus gave me water, gave me water, yes he did. He gave me water, oh Lord. Just let it please swell. He gave me water. Oh Lord, when Jesus gave me water, that was not from the well.
Jesus gave me water. Thank you, Jesus. That was the Five Blind Boys of Mississippi. And for those of you who want to hear more of the story, listen to this. John chapter 4, verses 3 through 15.
Jesus, therefore, being wearied from his journey, sat thus by the well. A woman of Samaria came to draw water. Jesus said to her, Whoever drinks of this water will thirst again. But whoever drinks of the water that I shall give him will never thirst. But the water that I shall give him will become in him a fountain of water, springing up into everlasting life.
Lonnie Johnson is coming up next. He's going to tell us all about the Backwater Blues. Lonnie's a real interesting character. He recorded solo blues numbers. He also recorded jazz guitar as early as 1927 with Louis Armstrong's Hot Five and Duke Ellington's Jungle Band. He had some hit records like He's a Jelly Roll Baker and the beautiful ballad Tomorrow Night. But time passes on, and even as great a talent as Lonnie Johnson can be forgotten. By the late 50s, he was toiling as a hotel janitor when he was rediscovered and had a major comeback on the Folk Blues Festival Trail. Here's Lonnie Johnson and Bessie Smith's Backwater Blues.
It rained 5 days and the skies turned dark at night, and trouble taking place way down in the lowland that night. I woke up this morning and I couldn't get out my door. I woke up this morning and I couldn't get out my door. It was so much a trouble, make a poor man wonder where he wants to go. And they rowed a little boat about 5 miles across the pond. And they rowed a little boat about 5 miles across the pond. I packed up all of my things and throwed them in, baby, then they rolled me along. And I climbed upon a high old lonesome hill. Yes, I climbed upon a high old lonesome hill. And looked down on the house, baby, where I used to live. When it thundered and it lightning, and the wind began to blow. And it thundered and it lightning, and the wind began to blow. There was so many poor people, didn't have no place to go.
That was Lonnie Johnson and the Backwater Blues. In 1969, Lonnie was hit by a car and died a year later. Here's Myra Taylor with Jimmy Keith's Orchestra. Myra Taylor was one of the last authentic swing singers in the Kansas City tradition. She was the featured vocalist with Clarence Love, Roy Eldridge, Stuff Smith, and Harold Leonard. She worked with Hubie Blake during World War II and wrote such great songs as The Spider and the Fly, Take It Easy, Greasy, I'm in My Sins This Morning, and this one, On a Grave Where No Evil Can Find Me, Still Blue Water. Myra Taylor with Jimmy Keith's Orchestra.
Bury me deep in the still blue water. Let me rest till judgment morn. I want a grave where no evil can find me, where no evil a man can do me no harm. Girls, beware of a man that is jealous. See what a jealous man did to me. If I'm on earth, I know that he'll find me and haunt my grave to eternity. I'm dying with my heart filled with sorrow, for my man has
done me wrong, but he'll weep, he'll sigh, and he'll mourn. For this time tomorrow I'll be gone. In the still blue water, let me rest till judgment morn. I want a grave where no evil can find me, where no evil me no harm.
That was Myra Taylor talking about going down to Davy Jones' locker and having a burial at sea. She's in good company. Here's some other folks with burials at sea: Steve McQueen, Ingrid Bergman, Dennis Wilson, Rock Hudson, Vincent Price, Robert Mitchum, John F. Kennedy, and Jerry Garcia. Well, we got time for about one more glass of water. This one is served iced by Glenn Barber from Hollis, Oklahoma. At the age of 6, he got in trouble for touching a neighbor's guitar.
Don't touch it. It can't be played.
His dad saw how much he loved it and worked day and night so he could buy him a $3.50 guitar. Turns out it was a good investment. That guitar became his best friend, and he made some rockin' music on it, like this song, Ice Water. Glenn Barber.
Well, I got a date, boy, it's really hot. I got the money, you pick the spot. Drink black coffee, dress fit to slaughter, and wash my face in ice cold water. We're gonna have a good time, baby. We're gonna have a good time. If I get weak and my steps get shorter, wash my face in ice cold water. I never slept last night, the night before that. Well, I can't sleep if I'm a real cool cat. Both go crazy if a drag don't bother. Wash my face in ice cold water. We're gonna have a good time, baby. We're gonna have a good time. If I don't jump when the band gets hotter, wash my face in ice cold water. If I look too shot, don't let me start her. Wash my face in ice cold water. We're gonna have a good time, baby. We're gonna have a good time. If I should balk and my steps get shorter, wash my face in ice cold water. The night before that, but I can't sleep if I'm a real cool cat. We'll both go crazy if a drag don't bother. Wash my face in ice cold water. Keep me going strong, baby. Keep me going strong. If I don't jump when the band gets hotter, wash my face in ice cold water.
That was Glenn Barber and Ice Water on Theme Time Radio Hour. Have an onion. That'll make your ice water. Where does the time go? We got to go again, but we'll be back next week with more dreams, themes, and schemes. But in the meantime, remember, sweat, tears, or the sea. Salt water is the cure for everything. I'll see you next week. Come hell or high water on Theme Time Radio Hour.
Now in Washington and Oregon, you hear the factories hum, making chrome and making manganese and a lot of aluminum. And there rose a flying fortress now to fight for Uncle Sam, spawned upon the keen Columbia by the great Grand Coulee Dam. Heads up the Canadian Rockies where the crystal waters glide, comes a tumbling down the canyon to meet that salty tide. Of the wide Pacific Ocean where the sun sets in the west, and the big Grand Coulee country and the land I love the best.
You've been listening to Theme Time Radio Hour with your host Bob Dylan, produced by Eddie Korodetsky, associate producer Sonny Webster, continuity by Eats Martin, edited by Damian Rodriguez, supervising editor Rob McCumber, the Theme Time research team Diane Lapson and Bertie Bernstein, with additional research by Lynn Sheridan, Kimberly Williams, and Robert Bauer, production assistance by Jim McBeam. Special thanks to Randy Azrati, Debbie Sweeney, Coco Shinomiya, and Samson Snyder. For XM Radio, Lee Abrams. Recorded in Studio B, the Abernathy Building. Studio engineer, Tex Carbone. This has been a Greywater Park production in association with Big Red Tree. This is your announcer, Pierre Mancini, speaking. Join us again next week for Theme Time Radio Hour when the subject is time.
Remember, blood is thicker than water, but I wouldn't want to drink it.